What's happening, traders? I hope you are good. I set myself a challenge, I think it was about a month ago, just to turn my £500 live trading account and double it into £1,000, and I achieved that last week. I'll show you the MyFX book data after we go through the charts. I am going to set myself another challenge, which is doubling my £1,000 account live, and I think I'm going to do that live on the YouTubes. But first, let's get into this trade so you can see how I executed it, right? So what we're looking at is the M30, and as you can see, we've got a strong high, we've got this internal break of structure, and we've got a weak low. So we're thinking, why am I going long when actually the market is telling us to actually go short? If we move over to the higher time frame on the daily chart, we can see that the market has dipped further inside this area of daily demand out of this contraction box. So I thought we were going to see a little pushback upwards. So my first trade was not from an M30 contraction, right? Even though potentially it could have been, but my first trade was not from an M30 contraction. I got a really tight entry on the M1. I'm flipping between the M1 and M2 because sometimes you just get clearer detail in the contraction boxes, but I think my main time frame is going to be the M2. So let's just go to the 30-minute. You can see that. So this area, if you keep in mind that this area is inside a daily area of demand, and we go to the M1, we can see the same pattern play out. We've got contraction, expansion, mitigation, and then we start to trend to the upside, right? So this was like a Friday. I held this over the weekend, and then we came in the market on Monday and we started to see another pattern form inside the pattern, right? So we've got but this is on the M30 time frame. So we've got a contraction, we've got an expansion, we've got a mitigation, and then in order to see if this is actually going to work, we go down to the M2 time frame. So I added another position to that trade, and here we see contraction, expansion, mitigation, and then another trend. So this initial trade was a 16-1 for 62 pips, and this, if we just move this out of the way here, this was an 11-1 for 39 pips to come out with a total profit, I think around £221, which enabled me to double my account, right? So you're seeing the pattern here work consistently once it's recognized. When you're in play, to understand where you are location wise, using that higher time frame just to give you that extra confirmation of bias, so you're not flitting around going short, going long, and it generally makes things much simpler, right? So let's just go over to my FX book. We can see here that my gain is 105%. You can see that the initial, this is the wrong account. This is going to actually, hold on, this isn't the wrong account. Why is it showing initial deposit of that? That's really strange. Hold on. Well, the initial deposit was only 500. But you can see the balance is negative because I've taken the money out and put it into another account for the new challenge. You can see 105%. You can see 526, so it makes sense. Trade 60. The win rate was absolutely horrible. 35%. That just shows you, right? Even with a 35% win rate, you can still kill it, and you can still double your money. Definitely this trade took too long because I was actually using the M10 time frame, and I think I was just too much in the weeds, which just longed this whole process out. So I think looking at it from an M30 or an M15 perspective will definitely shrink the amount of trades that I take and allow me to get more successful trades in the process. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this new account goes when I try and double it again, and how many trades it actually takes me to double it again. But yeah, win rate is absolutely horrible. Um, you know, as long as you win more than you put in, who gives a shit, right? But this is it, you know, some steady growth. First month was amazing, 70% on the first month. And I think because I was so close emotionally, it got to me a little bit, and I was maybe forcing some trades that didn't need to be forced, trying to just kill it in the first month. But, you know, shit happens. You learn from your mistakes and you move on. So I'm going to be doing a new challenge, turning the £1,000 that I have now into £2,000. And I'm going to do this live on the YouTubes. So stay tuned for that, because you're going to see every single trade. Again, it's going to be connected to my MyFX book. You'll be able to, I think if I verify the account, then and leave a link to it as well, you should be able to just take a look at that anytime you want. It updates every 24 hours, so it doesn't update in real time. And I look forward to the next challenge.